to my people. So I was hired in 2012 to support Beadle Lake in their efforts to overcome some pretty extreme challenges. We were almost labeled a priority school in the bottom 10% of the state. Not a good place to be at all. And as Ms. Andrews mentioned, there was this horrible, toxic perception that Beadle Lake was not a healthy place. And you cannot move from the bottom 10% with our demographic in a toxic culture. In fact, there is a cultural continuum. Toxic is way on this extreme end, and you have to be on the opposite extreme end of collaborative problem solving, working together. And so that's where we started the work back in 2012. And one of the first things that we did together as a team was to identify the root causes of our toxic environment. And there were two root causes established. One was perceptual failure, which is comes with our demographic and our current state. And the other one was Vicki Bauer. Mr. Greenman mentioned that he felt like he hasn't been able to do his job this year, and I know how that feels. The word oppressive is not descriptive enough. People were coming in and trying to do their jobs and constantly being watched, constantly being criticized for the most ridiculous reasons. We, had one of our lunch aid workers criticized because she was swiftly opening 75 milks for kindergartners. And in my opinion, I think that should be on the job description. Another is what do teachers wear to school? Well, if you've been in an elementary school building, you have to dress for a degree of manual labor. You're up, you're down, you're on the floor, you're rolling around, you're playing, you're getting dirty, you go home with handprints all over the place from finger paints. And, I thought they looked great for their job. There were efforts in the FOIA documents, which I read the entire FOIA documents. And it's everyone's right to do so, and my staff, I hope that you don't, because don't let that toxicity into your hearts ever again. But attempts to try to move amazing teachers out of my building, the teachers that got us to where we are now, and you don't move from the bottom 10% to the top 60 without good teachers. They're the most amazing teachers on the planet. One of the comments that was made about me personally was that I drank the Beadle Lake Kool-Aid. And you know what? It's the best Kool-Aid I've ever had. You guys are amazing. There was pressure from our former superintendent, Mr. Severson. Mrs. Bauer was pressuring him to move teachers out and asking what data did we have that they were the best teachers, and hopefully you have that data now. So one final thing that I need to ask of you is, this is a 1,200-page document dating back from 2008 to present, an entire decade of oppression, harassment, and the creation of a hostile work environment, which does not propagate student learning. And so, censure has been discussed. Clearly, that's not enough. At this point, I hope that you will consider either step down. What process are we going to take, or if we do wait until the recall in November, what processes are going to be taken to ensure that that procedure goes smoothly. And then the final one that I read about is the appeal to the governor in the process